So there are certain type of persons who are disqualified under the law from contracting. That means such person cannot make a valid contract. These disqualified persons are alien enemy, foreign sovereigns and ambassadors, convicts, married women, insolvent, companies formed under a special legislative act. So let's discuss these one by one. First is alien enemy. Alien means an outsider. If you are an Indian and you contract with a person of another country with whom India has normal relations, then such person is called an alien friend. But if you enter into a contract with a person from a different country with whom India is at war, then such person becomes alien enemy. The Indian law disqualifies an alien enemy to contract with an Indian national. Why? Because India is at war with such a country, and accordingly all business and economic relations are also suspended. If you enter into a contract with an alien friend, but before the completion of the contract, a war breaks out between the two countries, then the alien friend will become alien enemy. And any existing contract before the date of war will be suspended and remain suspended until the relations become normal again. However, if during this period the contract becomes time barred, then it cannot be revived again. Hope that is clear. Next is foreign sovereigns and ambassadors. Foreign sovereigns and ambassadors cannot be sued under a contract, but they can sue the other person. So you got to be very careful with them. These persons have legal immunity. That means they cannot be sued except with the permission of central government. So these persons are generally considered incompetent to contract. Next is convict. Convict is a person who is found guilty of a criminal offense by a competent court and sentenced to imprisonment. During the period of imprisonment, such persons cannot enter into a contract as well as cannot sue under a contract entered into before his imprisonment. After completing the term of imprisonment, such person can again enter into contracts or sue under any previous contracts he may have entered into. Now, generally, period of imprisonment can be bigger than the limitation period. Say, if someone is imprisoned for 10 years, then for 10 years he cannot sue anyone under a contract he entered into prior to his imprisonment. And when he comes out of the imprisonment, the limitation period would have expired, as the limitation period for most of the contract is 3 years. This is why for convicts, the limitation period is suspending during the term of imprisonment and will start to run again when the imprisonment gets over, so that the convict gets time to exercise his rights under the contract. Next one is married woman. A married woman can enter into a contract with respect to her own property, which she brings at the time of her marriage, which is generally called stridhan. But such married woman is not allowed to contract with respect to her husband's property. However, she can act as her husband's agent and bind her husband for necessaries supplied to her if her husband fails to provide her with these. This is a type of quasi contract which we'll discuss ahead later. Now, next one is insolvent. Insolvent is a person who's unable to pay his debts. When a person is unable to pay his debts, he can approach court to have him adjudged insolvent. After adjudging the person insolvent, the court appoints an official receiver who takes over the property of the insolvent to manage and pay off the debts that can from the proceeds of the sale of the property of such insolvent person. Now, when a court adjudges a person insolvent, he becomes incompetent to enter into certain type of contracts, but not completely disqualified to contract. For example, he can still purchase property, he can be an employee, but he cannot sell the property which is vested in the official receiver now. Also, he's disqualified to be a magistrate, he cannot be a director of a company, or he cannot be a member of a local body. So there are certain contracts that he cannot make while he's adjudged insolvent. Last one is companies formed under special laws. Friends, a company is regarded as an artificial person which is run by real persons. A company has to act as per its memorandum of association. A company cannot enter into a contract for those things which is not specifically permitted by its memorandum of association. For example, an insurance company cannot enter into a contract for sale and purchase of real estate properties, say, because that is not the purpose why such insurance company was formed. An insurance company is formed to sell insurance, and it should limit itself to that only. Even the memorandum of association of such insurance company would cover matters related to insurance only. So such companies are not permitted to do any other business. All right, friends. So this brings us to the end of our topic.